live, as you know. I think quite a few of you have noticed I've not been around for a while. Hi, if you're here, and welcome. I'm just going to try and set you up on my laptop so I can actually see when people join, if they join. It is a complete impromptu um, live, and I've just realised I've not put my microphone on, so it might be a little bit quiet on the audio front. I think my microphone is upstairs. Whoops. So let's just have a look at this. I'll just turn the volume off here on the laptop so we don't get any feedback. Let's see. Okay. What's it saying? Asking me to become a member of my own channel. That's interesting. Okay, so hello and welcome. Thank you for joining, if you do join. I know this is completely impromptu, so most of you might not even get the notification on time. What you see before you on this table is my diamond art tote bag that I started weeks and weeks ago. It was a long time I started. I never got round to finishing it. I had so many other plans and so many other projects on the go, and I did have a lot of health problems over the last few weeks. Quite a lot of different health problems. Some of them a bit more kind of serious than others, and I am going to be having an op to fix one of those health problems in the near future, in the next 2 months. So I'm waiting on that. But in the meantime, I want to stay creative. I want to be able to dip my toes in and do lots of creative things on the channel, and also see people get inspired and inspire me back and all that sort of thing. I have got diamond art in front of me. I might do a little bit of this. It's very slow, but it's actually quite therapeutic, and it's something nice to do and easy to do, really. I mean, there's not a lot of thought process behind it, and that's what's great about it, is the fact that you can just unwind and do something simple, and also chat to anyone who's there in the live chat if they join. We do need this little tray with all the little bits in there. And for those of you who've done this before, you know why people do this. I mean, to some people, diamond art, it's really boring. It's like watching golf for them. But for other people, it's a bit like just watching something just materialize in front of your eyes. And I'm just going to pop something on there. Put one of these on there to keep that back. So we've got the cover on this cellophane on top of the diamond art. It's sticky underneath, so all the patterns you see here are actually patterns, floral patterns with various different letters on them, corresponding letters to these bags. And I simply get the colours out, and I pop them on, these little, I'll show you them, these little crystals. You pop them on, and once it's finished, it's finished. And I'm going to crack on with that. But I do want to double check that people have got the link. I'm pretty sure that I hope this isn't private. I know a couple of my friends have recently started doing lives as well. But let's copy this link, see if it's, I hope this isn't going private and then nobody can see it. Let me just close this. What's interesting is I haven't posted this anywhere. I probably should have. And it's a strange time of day as well. And I do kind of have to do it this time, because the main reason I have to do it this time is because I have very young kids. So I have lots of responsibilities, and I need to pick them up after school and after at the end of daycare, which is now we're apart. And when I do that, I usually have to go out, and then I'm really busy getting them changed, hands washed, clothes changed, get tea on the table, and a bunch of other things, responsibilities as a mom. And then after that, when they're at home, it's literally impossible for me to do anything else, because obviously they want to play and they want to interact, and it's fun seeing them after the whole day of not seeing them. So I tend not to do much after that time. And when I have a premiere after that time, it's very difficult for me to go on there, because obviously after school time, you're kind of busy with your family, aren't you? So it's very, very tricky, which is why I tend to miss people a lot. I mean, we've got the tag team, and they're literally on at the same time as when I pick up Sarah. And when that happens, I'm usually trying, obviously I never drive and watch. I simply, when I pull up the car and I'm waiting outside the daycare, that's when I'll watch. But I leave it on my phone so they get the watch hours. That's August Acrylic Art, Grandma Caffey's Art Venture, and Creations with Tonya, who are on the tag team. If you don't know about them, please do check them out. And the other one as well is later on today we have Kim's Art Alchemy and Marie Louise Art as well. They have a collab together, and that's a bit later on today. And they tend to go on at the same time as I pick Safi up, which is tricky for me again to be there. So my apologies to you guys when I often try to join your collabs, and it's very difficult for me because I'm usually traveling. The school is not too far from my house, to be fair, which is nice. And this is why I sometimes manage to join in between, kind of running around. And the daycare is literally 5 minutes from me as well. So, yeah. So we've got the beautiful Patty. Let's pull from Patty joining. Hi, Patty. I did think you'd be probably the only one to join because I haven't told anyone else. But it's lovely to see you on here. I know you've not been feeling well at all. I'm really hoping things get better in terms of health with you when you get to see somebody about it very soon. I know what it feels like. I've had lung problems for the last few weeks, and I ended up with pleurisy after COVID, which was not, honestly, it was not fun. So it was the worst thing ever. So yeah, please do make sure that you get seen to. Okay. Can you actually hear me? Can you let me know if you can hear me? Because I don't know if the audio is working. I hope so. I'll just type that in case you can't. Oh, it's not even in the chat. What am I doing? Let's hope you can hear me. I'm not sure you can. It's very hard to know on a live what's going on. Anyway, I'm quite happy with nobody joining, really. This is something I do for myself, and primarily for myself anyway, so I just don't, I'm not really that bothered about not having people join. So I'm just checking which ones I've used. So I used number 4, which was this one. Pretty sure it was that one. It's the only green I've opened, I think. But what I need is any other areas where there's number 4, and I can pop them down before I change. These here, we've got ones here, lots of greens on this beautiful pattern. Ones, I don't think I need number 4 anymore, which is interesting. Didn't really have many of those, did we? Maybe I'll pop some across there and then we'll be done with that one. That's really pretty though. I mean, this pattern is gorgeous. Oh, I'm glad you can hear me. I don't have my microphone in, and I was too lazy. I'm just a bit, when you've been ill for a very long time, it's been one thing after another, and you're almost like, am I cursed? Because, you're wondering what on earth's going on, but it's taken a long time to recover, and then you just lose all your energy, don't you, when you kind of feel a bit down and a bit like I've literally the amount of fatigue, and for that reason I haven't been in work for a few weeks. I've been able to go, obviously. I'm hopefully returning soon though, so I spoke to them yesterday, so I'm likely to be returning very soon, even possibly next week. But I've had a lot of fatigue. I didn't want to run upstairs and up and down the stairs constantly to try and get the microphone. See, I'm forgetting my words here. The microphone that's upstairs. I might zoom you in so you can see this a bit better because I know it's quite far away. Doctor just called and can get me in early. Hooray! That's fantastic. That's the best news ever. I'm worried about you. I know you've got a pre-existing condition and this time of year is super hard. What's it doing now? Hold on a second. It's saying that it's locked. I don't know what it's doing. So yeah, I hope you can see it a bit better. The thing with this stand is when I zoom it down, it kind of messes the the orientation up, you know, on the live, and it tends to flip for some reason to vertical. I don't know why it does that. So here we are. We've got our bits and bobs here. I'll just get that out before I need it. Is that even open? I hope not. That's great news, Patty. Honestly, I'm really glad I can see you straight away. They should see you straight away. It's serious, as in, like, you know, it's a priority. Breathing problems are always a priority, surely. Saying that, they had me suspected of a lung clot a few weeks ago, and I was told by the doctor to rush to the hospital, emergency, you know. But at the same time, I was in there and I had to sit in a waiting room for 20 hours. I kid you not. 20 hours I sat in that waiting room in a very uncomfortable chair waiting to be seen. In that 20 hours, there was 42 other people in the same room. A lot of them were very ill and coughing. I was a bit worried that if I didn't die from the lung clot, I might catch something else, but there's not a lot you could do other than wear a mask. And I mean, a lot of these people were much older than me and really needed to be seen to urgently. But unfortunately, the state of the NHS at the moment, with the lack of funding and the funds being diverted for years, has meant that the waiting hours are that long, even post-COVID now. I mean, during COVID, it was pretty bad. My husband had he kind of drove himself in. He's pretty tough, my husband, even when he's in agony, but he had gallstones, and I've had kidney stones, so I know how bad and painful kidney stones are. He had gallstones. He was in a lot of pain. He's a strong man, my husband, and you know, he's very well built and very strong. His immune system is very strong, but he was kind of bent over double every time the pain came, you know. And he drove himself to the hospital. I was worried to death because I had the kids, and he sat in a waiting room. This was just literally straight after COVID. You know, all the lockdowns had ended, and he had to wait for 16 hours in a chair in a waiting room to be seen for his gallstones. And in that time, he was almost kind of passing out in between the pain. So I felt so bad for him. But what's shocking now is it's been like quite a while since post-COVID and post the lockdowns, and it's gone up to 20-hour wait on bad days. Obviously, it's not like that all the time. Even the nurses on the day when I was in, they were going up, we can't believe how many people are in, and I can't believe the waiting times at the moment, because it just seemed like a very bad day to be going to A&E and waiting, you know. Men are usually big babies when they are sick. My husband isn't, surprisingly. I think I've been very lucky. He's one of those people who is, if he's sick, to be fair, he's pretty strong, you know, bless him. Stronger than me. I have a really rubbish weak immune system ever since I had COVID the first time. My immune system's gone really poor. And I had all the vaccines and everything as well. I didn't have the booster, but I had the other vaccine, the first one. But his immune system is pretty strong. He goes to the gym a lot. He eats really well. I mean, we both eat pretty well. We cook, so we have homemade foods. We don't ever do like fast food. Occasionally fast food, but most of the time we won't do fast food, you know. And I'm not sure what to do with this. Is saying a K. Okay, we'll put a K in there. So yeah, so he's pretty strong. He's not really that much of a baby when he's sick, which pleases me because I can't handle looking after two kids and a grown man, you know. So what's this one? This is B. Do I need a B anymore? Yeah, up here I need a B. So I might do the B's before I pop them away. It makes more sense to get all the colours in that need to go down. So yeah, he doesn't need a lot of looking after. It's been very rare that I've had to look after him. He has been obviously the hero and looked after me a lot over the years, you know, when I've been poorly. I did used to have a very good immune system before I had COVID the first time. I was rarely ever ill, rarely had a cold or anything like that, you know. But ever since I've had COVID, it's just been one thing after another. I just get the worst luck, and especially with having, if you're older and you have your kids when you're older, one of the downsides to that, there's lots of upsides, obviously. One of the downsides is that if you've got younger kids, they are bringing home stuff, and your body is not strong as it used to be 20 years ago to fight it off, you know. So my body tends to kind of incubate whatever it is, and grow it. It doesn't seem to want to fight it off. So it's really frustrating because then I'm on meds and I hate taking antibiotics. In fact, I'm one of those people who hate taking medication at all. And if I can avoid going to the doctors or hospital, I will until I desperately have no choice. So yeah. So we've got the lovely Alison in the house. Hi, Creations with Alison. If you haven't seen her latest video, please go over and check it out. It's wonderful painting. You really have to go and check it out. And we've also got the lovely Sudha Gupta from Resin Artist Resin. And she's in the house as well. Hi, Sudha, and hi, Alison. I hope you're both having a good day. Happy Monday to you both. I'm doing a bit of an impromptu live, and this live is really not about the whatever I'm creating. You can see I'm doing diamond art tote bag here, but it's not about that. It's not about this art. It's about talking and connecting to people, friends out there, fellow artists, and just chatting to you, really seeing how things are going in your lives as well, and just telling you about what's been going on in mine. So on the upside, I have been pretty ill, one thing after another, back to back, and I'm a lot better now. I'm not in any sort of lung pain anymore. A lot better. I know COVID. I know that the sun is shining outside. It's actually a very beautiful day here today, and this is nice and rare over here at the moment. We've got spring in full throes. We've got the flowers coming out. Lots of reasons to be super happy and excited about the future. We have a holiday that we need to book as well because the girls are super excited and that keep asking when we're going to go on holiday, and we do tend to like our holidays because I work super hard, and Abdul, my husband, works super hard. He's a police officer, so you can imagine on the front line it's really hard, for him, and he's been doing that for 25 years, so he sees all the kind of worst bits of society. So I work really hard as a teacher at university, and one of the things about that is you take your work home and you work on the weekends and evenings, and your whole life is consumed with teaching. So when you're students, so we do like our holidays. We like to take them abroad, mainly because we really like the sun and we don't get enough of it over in Jury, Britain. So yeah, we're going to be hopefully booking our holiday soon. So as I mentioned earlier to some of you, I am having an operation. It's actually a hysterectomy operation. I've been waiting for many months for this to happen. It's going to be happening in May, at the beginning of May. So what we have to work out is, am I going on holiday? Are we going on holiday before the operation or after the operation? Because this is it's a 6-week recovery time for a hysterectomy. And obviously the reason for the hysterectomy is endometriosis and dysmenorrhea, which are two debilitating conditions, which I've had for many, many years, almost decades, and I've just self-managed until it got really bad. So that's pretty much what's happening with me. I know some of you knew my dad was very sick as well. We nearly lost him. He's on the mend. He's still very weak. And they've still got to do a further op for him. So he is on the mend. So that's a really good thing. He's getting stronger every day. So that's what's been happening. On the other things that are happening is that we've got a collab coming up, and I know some of you know about this. This is the Disney collab that I'm hosting, and I've got a bunch of beautiful artists, talented artists on that. I think there's 14 other artists, including me. And we are going to be creating our own interpretations of Alice in Wonderland, okay? And I know, Byron is a really big fan of everything Disney, all the originals. So he's super excited. April is also the birthday month for a number of my fellow artists. So this is all about artists supporting artists and getting other artists' channels get seen, getting them all into one playlist and sharing that everywhere on social media and really supporting each other. So collabs are really a way to support each other, a way to kind of help each other. And we are going to be doing that. That collab, the Disney collab for Alice in Wonderland, is for Wednesday, the 16th of April. That's when it's coming out. And it's over a 2-day period. So Wednesday, the 16th of April and Thursday, the 17th of April. Okay, so it'll be at 12 p.m. EST. I'll send more details out. You can find a very short reel on my channel if you want to see details about who's on that collab or which different artists. So off the top of my head, we've got some amazing artists. We've got Aishu's Crafty Kids Club on there. We've got Let's Pour with Patty, Oak by Bettina, Resin Artists, Art by Sparkle, Johnny Dark, Creatorium, Gert Creates, wonderful, wonderful artist. Who else is on there? Sorry if I've missed your name. My memory is literally awful because I'm perimenopausal at the moment. So my memory is like a sieve. Everything goes in and then it comes straight back out, and I can't remember basic things, like even my kids' names sometimes. So, oh, great, Patty. Thank you. Thank you for making the reel. I'm really hoping the other artists will be sharing the excitement and sharing the reel that I made. So yeah, we've got that to look forward to. And honestly, I am super, super thrilled and excited. I think I'm more excited than Byron is about it because I have seen some inklings of what some of these artists have created, and they haven't. One or two have finished, but most of them haven't finished, and they're working on the pieces. And honestly, there's such a diversity between the type of crafts and arts that they're doing, and everybody's doing something amazing with one or two of the characters, whether that be the rabbit, the Cheshire Cat, the Mad Hatter, Alice herself. They're doing some amazing things with these characters and creating beautiful art with them. So I'm super, super excited to see it all across the 2 days. I think there's about 6 or 7 artists per day, and they're only doing 9-minute videos, so it's not going to tire our viewers out, I hope. So there's that collab. There's also obviously Art by Donna's collab coming up soon, which is super exciting. That's Star Wars and Star Trek collab, if you haven't heard, and that'll be out in May, I think. Yeah, definitely May. So there's that to look forward to. We've got lots of really cool things coming up for you guys over the next few weeks and months. And I just can't wait, honestly. I mean, I think artists spread so much happiness and joy, and the whole kind of idea of sharing our creativity with each other is amazing. I'm waffling on a fair bit because I'm trying to pick these up and my little thing isn't working very well. I need advice from those diamond artists here, like Sudha Gupta and Kat's Creation. So she's another one that's also on the collab. I'm trying to think if I've missed anyone. Who else have I missed? If you guys in the chat know who else I've missed, please pop it into the chat there because then people can see. Yeah, I can't wait, Patty. Hi, Byron. I didn't realize you were here. Sorry, I just looked up and noticed your name. I bet you're excited. I know you're doing a voice impression for this as well. I can't wait to see it. Let me know, Byron, when yours is done and ready, because what I'm going to do is set up a playlist for both days. I'm going to pop yours into the playlist. So whether or not you want to do it a short reel, or if you want to do a video, it's totally up to you. If you want to just do a short, that's perfectly fine. I'll add it to the playlist so everyone can see it on the day as well, and make sure you get those views in. Looking forward to seeing yours. Oh yes, Creations by Alison. Alison, Byron did a voice impression of you. I watched it this morning. I loved it. Have you seen it yet? Head on over to his channel and have a look. It's really, really good. He's really good with the voice impressions. I can't do them for toffee, honestly. I can't do voice impressions or accents or things like that. And I'm in awe of people who can. This is a beautiful pattern, isn't it? It really is. Super excited, Sudha. Me too. And I think Sudha's doing 2 pieces. Am I wrong? All right. I think you're doing 2 pieces. And it was great because when we did a Disney collab the first time round, this is obviously the second kind of one we're doing. The first time round, we had the lovely Art by Sparkle and Sudha doing 2 pieces of art. And honestly, I was shocked. They really went all out, which is such a lovely thing for everyone to see 2 different pieces of art from one artist. And they created wonderful pieces. If you missed those videos, they're still on YouTube, the first Disney collab we did. So go and have a look at everybody's channel and see if you can find those. I think there's a playlist on my channel for all of the artists as well, so you can find a playlist and watch all of those, the first videos we did for Disney. This one obviously is a bit more themed, with Alice being the theme rather than generalized Disney theme. So I think this will be interesting. Yeah, you do have to look at that, Alison. He did a voice impression of me as well, and honestly, I couldn't stop laughing because I didn't realize I sounded like that, you know, that kind of British posh accent. I don't think you can really tell, and I can't tell that I even have an accent until people tell me I have an accent. It's weird, isn't it? But you don't even if you've got a really strong accent from wherever district or country you're from, you don't realize you have one until people point it out, or you kind of listen back to yourself on a video. And even when I listen to myself on YouTube, I can't tell that I have an accent. It's only when I heard Byron do an impression I realised how strong it is. Oh, Sada, you're cooking. I wish I was at your place now. I love Indian cooking, unless you're cooking a different cuisine. I absolutely love Indian cooking. I do Bangladeshi cooking mostly because I'm from Bangladesh originally, so I know all the my mum was an avid cook. She loved doing lots of parties and dinners and inviting people around, and she used to literally live in the kitchen when we were kids, which was wonderful. Helping her cook and watching her cook was amazing. As well, Byron, Art by Sparkle. That's great. You're going to get through the whole community, the art community, before we know it. This is B, so I've got one left in terms of B up here, and I'll do that in a second. I think you're probably getting a little bit bored, so I'm going to move that across and show you something else quickly. Now, the reason I did this live is just to really reach out and say hi to everyone. It wasn't just to do this piece of diamond art. It was more to kind of say hi to everyone because I missed you. But I want to show you a couple of things. So I got this. This is recently arrived. Not used it yet, not even unboxed it properly yet, but this is an infrared thermometer. I notice a lot of the resin artists are using these because I always wondered, how the heck can you tell what the temperature of the resin is? Now you can tell the temperature of the room, obviously, I've got lots of devices for that, but how do you tell the temperature of a liquid without putting a thermometer in it and getting it covered in resin? So this is what I saw a bunch of people using in their videos. I can't remember whose video I saw it in. It's one of the bigger channels was using this to check it, and I think it was Pouring Your Heart Out. And she was using something similar. A bunch of different people are using these type of things. So I got a cheap version of it. This was only about a couple of bucks on Amazon. I didn't want an expensive one because it's a box standard infrared thermometer, right? What's the point of spending a lot on that? So yeah, I got this and I'm going to be using it to test the resin. Now, as you know, I've been doing lots of resin art behind the scenes. I haven't really shown off these things yet. I've done a couple of bookmarks and I did my first ever resin bloom and I had an awful time with it. So let me explain what happened to the resin bloom. I'm not sure where it is at the moment. I'll do a little video clip of it, but the resin bloom was my first ever resin bloom. I've never done one before. I hadn't, in honesty, watched too many. I've watched a few from the lovely friend of mine called Kim's Art Alchemy. She's been doing beautiful blooms with lacing. So if you haven't checked her channel out, please go and see Kim's Art Alchemy. She's doing amazing stuff. Also, another person that's doing amazing resin pieces is Billy, my good friend Billy from BCC Art Studio. She's wonderful. She's been supporting my channel as a member for a long time. She was one of the very first to subscribe, so I love her to bits, and we have a nice chat every now and then. And she's doing some amazing resin techniques as well, so do check her channel out as well as Kim's. So yeah, so I've been doing a bit of resin behind the scenes. Resin has sent me a lot of different cool products and machines to test out, so there'll be a couple of videos coming up in the next week or so on testing for the Pure Air resinous Pure Air device machine, which purifies the air in your room if you're using resin, which is super important because of the TVOCs, and also the resin mixer. Okay, the dual head resin mixer is another product that I'm doing user testing on, and that video is out. I think it's out tomorrow actually, so do keep an eye out for those 2 videos. But yeah, so I've been buying a few bits and bobs for my resin crafts, and also I bought this, and this is somewhat linked to resin craft in a sense, because this is flower drying silica gel crystals. So for years I've been buying my flowers for my resin crafts from Temu or AliExpress, or from, where else have I been buying them from? Yeah, a bunch of different sites which sell cheaper kind of versions of dried flowers, right? But by dried flowers, I mean flowers like this. And I sell them in these packages. And sometimes the flowers are beautifully vibrant. They can get super expensive to buy these flowers. Okay, those are beautiful, aren't they? I mean, they're very vibrant in terms of color. I just want to check if the light's on in here. So we've got these gorgeous, gorgeous flowers. I'm going to be doing some resin trays and other cool stuff, you know, clocks and things with resin. Then there's these, and you can see the colors are still relatively vibrant. They do tend to discolor when you're drying them. And then we've got these flowers as well, and they're pretty as well, but I can tell that some of the colors faded in those. So my plan is to actually start drying my own flowers. I mean, why not, right? I mean, it's easily done. I've watched a bunch of videos of, most of them are shorts really, of people just pouring this silica gel crystal into an airtight container, getting their flowers, either flattening them or keeping them whole. Okay, so you can get, I've got lots of resin molds which are round, and you can put a hole like a dandelion or something in there, and you can pour resin in. Once it's obviously once it's all dry, and then you can create these beautiful different things from it. But with the silica gel, you can either flatten your flowers or put them in whole, and you put it into the airtight container. You cover it all. You cover your flower completely with the silica gel, and you leave it for 5 to 7 days, or maybe longer, depending on how big or thick the flower is and how much moisture content it has. When you come back, you can take it out, and I'll do a little video showing you how this is done. And this is great because it's moisture indicating, so you can see when a lot of moisture has been absorbed by the silica gel crystals, because they change slight color. They go to green, I think. And then you can put them in the microwave or the oven, dry them out again, and reuse them. So this is completely reusable. And think about how much money I'll be saving from having to buy these flowers. And my daughters and I, we love flowers. My husband grows them up in the allotment as well. And we've got loads and loads of beautiful flowers. So we're going to go flower picking this spring. And when I bring them back, I'm going to be using the silica gel to dry my flowers, so I can actually start creating resin crafts from my own hand-picked, or my daughter's hand-picked dried flowers. And that will be awesome. Let me know in the comments, in the chat box, if you've done this before, and if so, if you've got any tips for it, because this is my first time trying it, and I've wanted to try it for nearly 2 years now. Save me from buying all these all the time. They can get quite pricey. Some of them are up to £3 for a bunch of dried flowers you can do in a couple of days yourself. So there's that piece as well. And I also bought this. This is wood cleaner. This is for my oil painting. It's concentrated wood cleaner. It's a really popular brand that everyone swears by. It's Murphy's Oil, okay? And it's supposed to be really, really good. It's got the citronella oil scent. It's called an oil soap, and they use this to clean the brushes. Okay, so it's really good. Okay, so it's naturally derived biodegradable ingredients, and it's a lot better than using turpentine, I think. So people are swearing by this. I'm going to try it out for my oil painting brushes to make sure they're all conditioned well and looked after really well. So we've also got a few other people in the chat. I'm going to just go back to that in a minute. So we've got Marie Louise Art here. Hi, Marie Louise Art, sweetheart. How are you doing? I hope you're well. Happy Tuesday. Oh, by the way, like I mentioned earlier, we've got Marie Louise Art and Kim's Art Alchemy collab later on today. So make sure you go to that and watch them. They're brilliant, brilliant artists and friends. So do go and check them out. We've also got Angelia Bliss Art here. Hi, Angelia, sweetheart. I have put a lot of your recent videos on my watch list. Things have been a bit hectic for me. If you go back to the beginning of the video and watch, you'll see why and what sort of health issues I've been having and how that's had an impact on me being able to be there for my friends. So, or watching videos, even joining lives and things. I've had a big struggle, but hopefully things are going to ease out now after my operation in after my surgery in May. So hopefully I'll get some time back to myself really and not have to deal with those issues. Um, so, oh yeah, I just noticed I hit 13,000 subscribers. Wow. Thank you. That's really amazing. I think that happened this morning or something, but it didn't send me a notification. I noticed it afterwards, but that's really cool. I mean, subs don't really count though, you know, and I'm quite practical and down to earth in the sense that it's great that I hit 13,000, but it's about the quality of the viewership for me. You know, if people are enjoying the videos and getting value out of my videos and tutorials, that's what I really care about. Now, the reason my nails are orange is because I had loads of nail polish on. When I took it off today, it had tainted my fingernails, which isn't great, but I'm sure it'll grow out. But yeah, I took my nail polish out today. By the way, guys, if you don't know, it's Ramadan. Okay, so all the Muslims across the world are not eating or drinking from from sun up to sundown, and they're deep in worship as well this time of year. So it's a very spiritual time of year for us. A family time as well when we eat together, when we break fast together. So that's happening at the moment. So Ramadan Mubarak to all my Muslim viewers and supporters. Ramadan Mubarak. What else? Oh, okay. So Alison's bought some silica gel as well. Fabulous. I'd love to see what you do with those and what kind of flowers you manage to dry and if it works well. I wonder which brand you have as well. Let me know. This brand, I found it is one of the more cheaper ones on Amazon. I'm quite keen. It's called Wise Dry. Okay, so that's the Wise Dry one. And the Murphy soap is called Murphy soap, really, and that's it. You know, I have bought a few other things for resin. I'll show you them in the video, but this is Ocean White. Oh, I forgot to tell you what happened to my first ever. I started doing a resin bloom. I laugh every time I talk about it. I started doing a resin bloom, right? And what happened was I set everything out. You know, with resin, you kind of everything's timed, isn't it? Because you've got a certain amount of time before the resin cures, so you have to work pretty fast. So I plan things out, as in, what will I need? Is everything in the right place? Have I got everything I need at arm's reach? So I set it all out. So I had my resin, I had my cups, my silicone cups, right, that I wanted to mix it in. I had my stirring sticks, I had my resinous dual head mixer out ready and plugged in, and I had, this is something else that just arrived, some silicone stirring sticks and cups, but bigger ones for larger pieces of resin. Get those pipettes out. And what I did was I had everything ready. I thought of everything, planned it like, you know, a military precision planning. And I had my little flower mold, which I was going to do my resin flower in. And guess what happened? It's quite embarrassing, actually. But what's funny is that I actually did the pour with the resin, put the alcohol inks in, put the little crystals in the middle. And then I went to get my white resin, what was it? The white resin pigment, right? So I'm trying to find where it is. But my white resin pigment, I opened it up. It's a little tube. And I realized that here it is. This is the culprit. So I've had this for 2 years. I've only ever used it once, and I made sure the lid was shut really tight, right? So when it came to doing my resin bloom and putting the white in and mixing it in with my resin, I opened it up and I realized, look, it's rock solid. It's rock solid. Every part of that is rock solid. I couldn't use it. So I panicked and I thought, oh, damn, I'm not going to get the effect that I want, you know, with the beautiful floral petals with the white pigment. What can I do now? And it didn't occur to me at all, because I was in panic mode, that I could have used alcohol ink for a slightly different effect, because I did have white alcohol ink somewhere, I don't know where. I didn't do that. Instead, I just thought, oh, damn, what can I do? I'm kind of panicking now. My resin's curing. So I used some acrylic paint for my white. Now, it did not have the same effect at all. It sort of broke up. So it was, for me, it was a fail. It's still a pretty flower. It's just not a proper resin flower. And that's kind of what happened with that. And that was my first ever resin flower. I need some tips from Kim. Where are you, Kim? But I went out then and I thought, you know what, I will order this. It's only about £11 and it lasts forever. This is Let's Resin Ocean White epoxy resin pigment. There are other brands and other products as well, even with Let's Resin, to make the resin flowers. But I chose this one. There's a lot in there, and I'm going to be trying that. So I'll try my second resin flower. I might still put up the video for my first one, so you can see what not to do. Always check everything. So yeah, so that's what happened with that one. Thank you for the congratulations, Alison. Hi, Gert Creates. Hi, sweetheart. You are amazing and so talented. I love watching your videos because you've got the same sense of humor as me. And I love your sense of humor. Really entertaining your videos. If you haven't watched Gert Creates or subscribed, please go over and to Marie Louise Art and to Creations with Alison and a bunch of other people as well that are on the live chat. You can click on the names and go over to the channel and check out their work as well and hit that subscribe. Yeah, I will show you, Patty, how the acrylic paint worked. It's had a very unusual effect. The video's coming out soon. It's literally like a 4-minute video. It's really short. But I'll let you know when that video's coming out. But really, it's a very different effect. It kind of became, I suppose you could call it like flocculation. So you know in acrylic pour paintings, you get the flocculation with some paints. That's how the effect came out with the white, at least. Rest of it was pretty. It was just the white kind of really broke up a little bit. It didn't spread, it stayed together, but it did get broken up. You're welcome, Gert. It's really important to support each other. So Alison said, I just got a free bouquet that they sent me, coupon at the grocery store. Yay! Buy some flowers. TONP NMP is silica gel, the brand I bought. Okay, great. We'll see how yours works out, mine works out. I'll do a little demo on a live really to bury my flowers. I actually bought a massive, well, the girls and I chose a massive bouquet of flowers for Abdul's birthday recently. We went out for a beautiful meal. It was just a lovely time. We had the best family time ever. And then we saw all of his family, and we saw my side of the family as well. It was lovely. His birthday was amazing. It was better than mine. But the beautiful bouquet of flowers are wilting as we speak. It's been a good few days now, and I thought I should really preserve them. So I might chop a few heads off, the ones that are still okay, and try and use the silica gel for those to see how that works out as well. I might do that on a live. You wish April 19th was here already. Yes, I wish April 16th, 17th. I think there's a collab before us as well, the one for celebrating Ayusha's birthday. Kim's Art Alchemy is, I think she's hosting that one, and there's a bunch of other fellow friends and artists on there, like Arts Art by Donna and Oak by Bettina and Marie Louise Art. So please do keep an eye out for that one as well. There's lots of lovely collabs coming up, all of them fantastic with great artists. So please do support us, and I hope you enjoy what you see. Okay, so Alison's asking, would you press them or just cover them with it? I don't know what I am doing with this. Yeah, I think I'm going to do a bit of both, Alison, because I want to put flowers into molds which are kind of flat. So I want to create things like clocks. For those, I will press them. So you can press them between a book, normally an old book or something, or put some weights on top of it, or wait till they're fully flattened before you put them in a silica gel, and then put the silica gel on top. You do need to make sure silica gel is on all parts of the flower, so underneath it as well as on top of it, okay? And the other flowers, the bigger flowers, like I'm going to get some roses or use some roses from Ab's bouquet. He's got a bit of everything in his bouquet, beautiful bouquet. I should really show it to you, but it's in the other room, so I have to drag the camera in the other room. But maybe I'll post a picture of it on my community tab. But the bigger flowers, you can really dry any kind of flowers, you know. And I have got some really big heart molds and round molds where you can put bigger flowers in and pour deep pour resin over. Deep pour resin as in this kind of stuff. This is deep pour resin. Oh, hold on a minute, I'll just push this up a minute. I'm going to just drag you up so you can actually see things. So this is deep pour resin, it's epoxy resin, crystal clear from craft resin. Okay, and it's a 48 curing time, 48-hour curing time, and you can use this for like thicker pours, where you're putting in bigger flowers. So yeah, so I'm going to do a bit of both, and I think to start out it's a good idea to try and flatten the flowers and dry them that way because it's just easier. Would you press them? Okay, I've read that one, haven't I? What else is there? I can't wait to see what you come up with. Yeah, we're all super excited about all of these collabs coming up. We've got obviously the one that it's art by Donna's leading as well, which is a Star Wars Star Trek collab in May. So yeah, there's that one as well. Can't wait for your Alice in Wonderland collab. Yeah, thank you, Marie. Yeah, I've just honestly I've been all over the place with that one. It's only now I finally felt well enough to really to start doing the thumbnail and reels and trying to get everyone together for it and sort that out. It's just been a while. Normally I'm on the ball with things, but with the health problems over the last few months, it's just been one thing after another, and I've just been a bit all over the place and finding people like, all over the place, so it's crazy. Yeah, lots to look forward to. Anyway, let's see how long I've been on here. Probably a bit too long. I'm probably gonna go now. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I needed to tell you about. I don't think so. So on my channel, there's a bunch of unboxing videos, which are very short coming out. They'll be coming out over the next 4 weeks on a Thursday. Art Studio Thursdays with Betty, but they'll just be coming out sporadically on the Thursdays around, I think it's around 5 o'clock UK time, 12 EST. Just keep a lookout and hit the notifications if you want to see those unboxings. They are short videos. And on a Saturday, as you know, I have my creative art collective collaboration every Saturday with Let's Pour with Patty and Sheldon Briscoe of Shell Rock Art. So that's on at 10 p.m. UK, which is now 6 p.m. EST. There has been a time change for the States, which got us all in a flurry on Saturday because we realized it last minute. So the time is temporarily for the next 2 weeks will be 6 p.m. EST on the Saturdays. I know that's not always convenient for everyone, so I do apologize, but it is only temporary. After the 30th of March, UK clocks will change, and that means it'll go back to 5 p.m. EST for our American friends. And it'll be the same for the UK. So, yeah, so that's what's happening with the collab on the Saturdays. Hi, Debbie, sweetheart, missed you. Hope you're doing well. Happy Monday. And guys, don't forget about Marie Louise Art and Kim's Art Alchemy's collaboration coming up later on today, okay? So I'm gonna love you and leave you. I know Debbie, you've just joined. Sorry, sweetheart. Do watch it back for those of you just joining. I did kind of go into a bit of what's been happening with me over the last few weeks and why I've been a bit all over the place with being at people's live chats and stuff. I've had a lot on my plate, a lot to deal with, a lot of health issues, and I'm working through them. So, and I've got an op coming up as well, an operation, a hysterectomy in May, and I'm kind of excited and terrified of going under the knife, but at the same time, I just know it's going to make my life a lot better afterwards once I've recovered. There's 6 weeks post-op recovery, so I'll be off work for 6 weeks and probably lying in bed, just joining everybody's videos and trying to keep myself occupied mentally so I recover. So thanks for all the love and outpouring of like support for people who've been asking after me and sending messages. I really appreciate it. It's touched my heart beyond measure, and I love you all. I hope you all have excellent health in this coming year and have all the things you ever wish for. And I'll see you soon. Bye for now, loves.